Okay, let's get right to it. Today we're looking at the Dow Jones. I looked at this about a week ago, well, actually just a few days ago, and I pointed out to you that September 9th was halfway through the square in time. So if you haven't seen that first video, go back to that one. That covers this in detail. But I did point out that I thought it was likely topping here and that this sell-off here on September 10th might be the start of a big move down. But in reality, I did emphasize the fact that Gann is about time and price, not time or price. So what that means is that even if the cycle is due and halfway through the square is a cycle, just as a quarter of the way through is a cycle and 3/4 and the completion of the square, the thing you have to remember is it's not just about the cycle. You need confirmation that the cycle is doing what you think it should be doing. So even though we rallied into this cycle, the fact that you had this big move up here on the 11th means that, hey, either the cycle is not working or it's not working the way we expected. It's actually calling the start of a big move up. That happens. If it's a really strong market, it can fool you. But all I'm saying here now is that you need to let the market tell you what it wants to do next. You have to have patience. Until you get a close below this November 29, 2024 top at 45,071, hey, you don't have a trade. So this is not going to be pleasing to people who are day traders. I don't really target them. I'm looking for people who have the patience for a bigger trade, and I'm saying wait for the market to tell you what it wants to do. You don't get short here because it could still go higher. You wait for a close below 45,071 before you take any action. And just to remind you, this is not trading advice. I'm just telling you what the Gann charts tell you. This is Gann theory. I'm not telling you to short the Dow. I'm not telling you to buy the Dow. I'm just telling you how the Gann cycles work. In this case, the square of the range is what we're talking about. And we want to know, what would Gann theory suggest? Well, in this case, a quarter of the way through, it would suggest, hey, this breakout above this Gann line here, just as the 1/4 division came due, was a positive sign that it should be going higher. And the halfway mark here suggests a top, but we still need a close below that former high to confirm that it's starting to move down. So what I'm saying is you're just going to have to be patient. You're just going to have to wait and let the market tell you what it wants to do. If you see it go higher on Monday, Tuesday, hey, get out of harm's way. If you're short, you definitely want to get out. If you're long and you don't know whether to stay long, and suddenly you see a close below 45,071, hey, that might be an indication that it's going down. So, in that case, Gann theory would suggest you should get out of harm's way. But this is a good example because in reality, a lot of people cherry pick and they show you perfect examples. Obviously, this is not a perfect example. You had this 180 trading day cycle, call it top, it went sideways. If it's a strong market, all it does is it slows the progression for a little while and then it resumes the uptrend. So that's a little nuance of the Gann cycles, is that in a bull market, the Gann cycles don't necessarily give you the top you're looking for. They might slow it for a while and then you go up. So we could go higher. I'm not saying that's definite possibility. And the only thing I can suggest is that you wait a couple of days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Of course, you got the Fed meeting, Fed announcement on Wednesday, so that might be a big factor. My guess is you won't see any real resolution until after the Fed makes their announcement on Wednesday afternoon. So let's see what happens. This is exciting to watch. This is a real-time example. So, there's no magic tricks here. We're just showing you how the Gann theory suggests this is probably at top, but so far, either the Gann cycle is not working or it's not working the way we expected. But let's see what happens if you take out this support here, this former high, and or if you just keep going higher. Oftentimes, that's the only thing you can do is wait and let the market tell you what it wants to do.